Imagine an inbox where every conversation feels just as natural as in real life. One that's stripped down to its essentials and focused on clarity and speed. With Trango, this is now a reality. Collect all your conversations in one inbox, no matter which channel. Work together on finding the best solutions and reply even faster than before.
Yes, good morning everyone. Thanks for your patience. Welcome to today's webinar. Obviously today we're going to talk about the new inbox, the new design. Super nice you guys are here, super nice you're taking the time to watch this webinar. But before we dive into it, we would like to introduce ourselves. Starting with myself. My name is Onno. I'm part of the customer happiness department here at Trango. Daily talking to our customers, helping them out, making Trango their lives easier. Also responsible for some of the onboardings for our new employees, training them, to help you guys out with the Trango dashboard. And next to me we have
Tamara. I think some of you might know me because I have been around the longest, so to say. That gave me the opportunity to grow into a product specialist, meaning that I quite know Trango quite well, you could say. So usually when customer happiness, like Onno or one of his colleagues, get stuck in answering a question, they ask me and I can go in depth to do some more research and to get some more in-depth information about the product.
Yeah, and people probably know you also from the webinars you've done before on our YouTube channel.
I've been around.
Yeah. So before we're going to talk about what we're going to discuss today, I would highly recommend you or invite you to give us, there's a live chat in the YouTube channel. We would love to know who you are, from what company you are tuning in. If you have any questions, please leave them there. We will try to answer them along the way at the end. But please shoot all the questions you might have. And then we're going to start.
Yeah, first of all.
So tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, let's get started. Feel free to, because I would love to get to know who's there, because I've been speaking with a lot of customers and you as well. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to see some familiar faces. So feel free to tell me who you are, what organization you're from, so we can see who's there.
Well, today we're going to talk about what's changed, of course. 2 days ago we launched the new inbox, so you had the chance to move around a bit. But today we're going to discuss in depth, what are the changes, what are the main things that happened within the dashboard, and what are the reasons behind it. Starting with what's changed. So the new inbox. So to start to showing the inbox, it would be best to just show it. So probably the biggest thing you've noticed is the panel. Tamara, how did you experience the panel in the first place?
Well, what I really liked about the panel is that it created so much more space in the inbox itself, because all the features you don't use every minute or every 5 seconds are put up in here, which gives the entire inbox a much more cleaner overview.
Yeah, it removes a bit of the noise, right?
It removes a lot of the noise. And furthermore, what I also like is that the design and the fact that you can quickly go to context, profiles, statistics, the overview and the easiness of getting there,
that's the same. I just like that it's the biggest reason is we wanted to strip down the inbox, give the inbox a clean look, and especially based on the user experience, we found there's a lot of buttons or settings or profile that maybe the end users itself are not using daily or every day of the moment. So we decided to put it in one panel, but also for future purposes, right?
Yeah, definitely, because in the future, what's on our roadmap is even introducing a team chat So now you have the possibility to chat with one of your colleagues to ask them a question. You obviously have the internal messages, but for example, we use a program besides Strango to chat with your entire team, ask questions to your colleagues. And yeah, we thought that's really cool to also include that in Trango to really have all communications in one place. And adding maybe even a calendar and your to-do list, so you have your entire working day available at the same dashboard.
Yeah.
And giving the new panel helps us to keep like the inbox clean and having the opportunity, sorry, I got a bit stuck, but having the opportunity to add more features without making this a mess.
Yeah, perfect. I just got some comments from people asking if we can zoom in a bit, so I just trying to like. There's also a way to like have your own preferences, how you want to have your dashboard. Like some people like it, like overview, it's small and like detailed, but you can also like zoom in a bit, of course. But I hope this is okay. Perfect. Yeah, well, the navigation panel, of course, but the other thing where we focused on like the most from the inbox is basically like unboxing the inbox. We know like from in general the inboxes, like you have a lot of boxes, like a lot of different places where there's data, information. But one of our goals was like to create one dashboard where all the information can be found. So as you can see, we got rid of all the lines, but also the top bar we removed because it's in the panel now, which gives a more like overall cleaner and fresher look. But like the essentials like are still on the place where they used to be. So you have of course the tickets, you have the different channels, the different teams you might work in, etc. But yeah, like it gives a fresher and cleaner look. It brings it all together as a whole, which I really like. It's really user based.
Yeah.
How did you experience that? Was it easy to get used to?
Yeah, well, obviously we have been working in this inbox for a couple of weeks now because we had to test it and make sure everything was working just fine. And sometimes when I had to test something, I had to get back to the old inbox and I was really confused. So I really like this so much better because it's so much more clean. And it gives, a little more rest to your eyes, so to say. Yeah.
And it's also easy to get used to. Like it took me maybe a day or 2 days, like to get used to all the new locations of the new things. Also, like for example, the notification all moved to the left before we had the location on the right top side. So yeah, we moved everything to the left, and for me it gives like a clearer view of
definitely,
how it is.
Especially if you work in a large screen as we do. Like. You have all the things that are interesting to your eyes on one side of the computer. Yeah.
The other thing we also tried to do, also based on a lot of feedback and user experience, is like to reduce the amount of clicks people are doing. One of the examples we have is how you can assign a ticket to one of your colleagues. That can be done like in a few clicks now. For example, if I have this ticket here from Kim, I can easily go to assign and choose my colleague. Oh, Jura might know something about this, so I forwarded to him. Where before you had to type in your colleague, look for it. Now like we reduce the amount of clicks. Same counts for maybe it's a nice bridge to the voice channel as well. That also moved to the other side of the screen, where you can easily start the calls. Maybe you can tell something about the voice panel.
Yeah, obviously it looks much cleaner. And even for voice, which is like a new feature, it gives you so much more overview. For the people not using voice that often, or people that do use voice but still getting used to this, I would actually like to show this by giving you a quick call.
Yeah, sure.
So I'll try to call this number. There you go. Now make sure to put myself on mute. There you go.
So here's the conversation. Someone is calling me. So you can answer the call, of course. Easily forward it to people.
Oh, you have to allow your microphone. Yeah. New screen.
forward it. Like it has the same components as before, but it's a dark mode. It pops more up. What you might notice, what changed is previously. I'm gonna just hang up this call for a bit. Previously, you automatically you got redirected to the ticket from the phone, but we got a lot of feedback from our clients. Like, okay, for example, you're busy with a customer in the middle of a live chat, and someone is calling, and directly your ticket goes to another screen. People were finding that disturbing. They want to know that someone is calling, but maybe there's another colleague. Maybe you want to finish your sentence and then go into the ticket. So that's why we choose to not directly redirect you to the certain ticket. To make sure you're not missing out or getting away from your workflow. But yeah, super excited. Also another thing. The internal notes. That's something we did from our feedback.
One last thing about the voice, though. I'm going to show you real quick. Is if you're using Trango for voice, you can be available in the dashboard, which you just show. But you can also choose to be available on your mobile phone. So if you're not available for calls, you're not available at all. But if you choose to set yourself to available, you get another little message, and here you can choose where you want to be available, and it actually says what status is this. In this case, Onno didn't enter his mobile phone number in his profile, so he won't be forwarded. But if he does so, here you can see calls will be forwarded to his mobile phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's continue to the inbox and to the messages.
Yeah. Also, one of the feedback we got from our customers was internal notes. It's also one of our the thing we use day to day is you have a ticket and within a ticket you can talk with your colleagues about the ticket. Hey Tamara, what's going on with this ticket? Can you help me with this answer? But what we found is that some people thought that the internal note was actually the message to the customer.
Yeah.
So we listened to that. And we try to make it more a different. So we make it slightly less visible, but also that people are not getting confused. Am I sending an internal note or am I actually sending a message to the client?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's also one of the improvements I do because I did make these mistakes in the beginning. But I think especially for onboarding new customers,
even at Trango, we had this thing for all new people coming here that need to have done this at least once in their experience.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, just before we go on, let's quickly look into the chat because I see some questions coming in.
Yeah.
I see Kim asking me if I can show me how the team chat feature works. I would definitely love to show you, but at this moment we don't have it live, so I cannot give you an example. But as soon as I have it, I'll definitely show you. But it will probably be in the inbox over here. You will have another button saying team chat, and it will bring you to the team chat. And I have seen it, but you will see all your colleagues and whether they are available for team chat and not. And you will have the ability to create groups in the team chat, so you can actually have teams to chat. And yeah, it feels kind of like a WhatsApp messaging group, for example. You can see who's typing or who's sending a message. You can mention people from the team, stuff like that. So that's kind of the feeling you can imagine.
Yeah.
Another question. Would you?
Yeah, I also see someone is asking if we can change the page to English. So I will do that right now. So if you want to change the view of your Trango dashboard to another language,
done.
Might be easier for our English guest today. So thank you for that.
That's how easy it goes.
So one of the other big improvements we pushed through is the mobile version of Trango. We have a lot of customers and they tell us, okay, I want to use WhatsApp or chat message, but I'm not always on my MacBook. I'm not always on my office. Sometimes I'm on a business trip or lunch, and I want to keep track of what's happening in Trango and answer my customers. Yeah. So we try to create a little view of how the phone version looks. And as you can see here as well, for people who know how the old app looks, it's way more clearer. And also here we have the navigation panel where you can navigate through the different channels, but also to the put yourself online. And on the sidebar, like navigate between the different settings. How did you experience the new mobile version?
I liked it because I thought the previous app I actually didn't use that often because I thought it was really flooded and not really clear. And now the app, for my feeling, it works a lot faster and easier. So yeah, I really like it.
Because what I just said, like some people are just want to use their mobile phone just to manage the website chat, for example. But so you can easily also like select the certain channels you want to use. So for example, okay, this is all the website chats we have, and you can easily assign a ticket to yourself, like communicate with your customers, close a ticket, assign a ticket, just with your mobile phone. So yeah, we think with these improvements, people are going to realize they can use Strango on their mobile phone as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're happy with these improvements. So far, if you have any questions of the mobile version, like let us know as well.
Yeah, I see some questions popping in. So like before we get to the second part of the webinar, let's give like a few minutes to answer these questions. I see that my colleague is busy on helping you via the live chat as well. But yeah, it's cool to broadcast some live questions, I think. There's a question about voice. They're using voice for phone scripts, I think. Does voice of Trango so sacrifices now? So I think your question actually is that if we offer voice scripts that actually say like, okay, first you say this, then you need to go like a stepping tree. We don't really have that just yet, but we have the opportunity to, within a conversation, create your own custom sidebar app. So if you can find like a script creating software, you can create that as your custom sidebar app, and that way you will be able to integrate that into Trango. Another question.
I saw another question, like someone is asking, you did mention to-do lists. So maybe it's nice to like point out a few things that are on our roadmap.
Yeah, I talked about the to-do list. That's something that is coming. Well, we do have a basic version of the to-do list, of course, in your mentioned list, because if somebody mentions you, or you can choose to mention yourself, it kind of creates a to-do list. I think Onno in this version has a lot of to-dos left. But we're looking in enhancing that and creating actually to-dos without tickets.
Yeah, so to create your own like personal workflow, like to create your own to-do list. So yeah, I think this will be a nice feature to like create your own to-do list. Another one which I really like is like calendars is also one thing that's on our roadmap, and personal inboxing.
Personal inboxing, yes.
So
very excited about that.
So these are features like we also created the dashboard this way that the innovations that are yet to come, that we can easily store them within the dashboard without like creating more plugins or buttons. We can just keep them organized inside of the panel. Yeah,
one last thing I'd like to show about what the current update. What I really liked, being an admin, like having to navigate to the settings every now and then. Is the quick navigation. Like if you're in the left side of your panel and you want to say, hey, I want to add a new channel, or hey, I need to create a new team, it's just one click away. So that's what I really, really, really like, because especially on our side, I think.
Yeah, especially for the admin users. Like if you're managing like the dashboard, you think, okay, I want to rename the channel, or you think, oh, I'm talking with a customer, like. I want to change settings of the channel. You can just easily press the channel itself and then add some changes and then go back again. Really try to like make this like shortcuts, like efficiency moves, to make it the work from the admins also more productive and more better. But at the end, for the users or for the customer servers, employees that might work with the channels and replying to customers, they have like the clean view without all the noise that which the admin only is using.
Overall, I'm really happy about the new inbox.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay.
Also, if you have some comments about the new design, like please post them. I'm not sure if we have some more questions.
Yeah, we have a lot of actually. So, when referencing a ticket to a colleague, do you still have it mentioned instead of immediately send the message to your colleague as before? Yeah, you have to because we felt that we wanted to quicken like the assignment process. So assignment goes now immediately to the person, but if you still wish to leave your colleague an internal comment, you can always choose to do that in the below panel. Stress a little bit attention to that by even giving him a mention or just simply write an internal note if you would like to.
Another question I've seen quite often is if we have a dark mode, probably because we have a dark mode from the voice menu in the panel. We don't yet have a dark menu from Triangle itself, but I think it's a nice day. I would like it, but not yet.
For okay, script for voice, the answering machine for weekends, breaks, work hours. Well, we do have a we call that greetings in Trango. So our voice option does have like an always or no agents available, so a weekend greeting, or maybe even a break. But I think Pepper, I think it's a really good question, and I'd love to tell you more and give you the opportunity to try out maybe even our voice channel and see all the features we have. So yeah, feel free to reach out to team@trango.com before to get a little bit more information about all the features we offer for voice. I have Flyin89 asking a question about the mobile version. It looks great, but the push for incoming mail messages does not show the sender anymore. Only from what channel it is and when the first message is sent. So we'd love to look into that. I often choose to not have push notifications on my mobile phone because I get a lot of them and it gets me too distracted. But yeah, I'll definitely look into that and see if there's something we can still improve on. Is there any easier, quicker way to delete items? I find it a real problem throughout the day.
You can bulk delete. There's this little button here, which allows you to delete or close or change settings from certain tickets. So that's something that might helps you further to quicker, so you don't have to go through every ticket all the time to close it separately. But there are some bulk actions included, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
Maybe we can go to the keep asking questions, of course. But let's quick go to the next part because. Yeah, maybe you can introduce this topic.
I think it's a nice bridge, actually, to have bulk is already sort of a productivity hack because it makes your work easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, we decided to add some more of these productivity hacks to Trango because obviously we've been using Trango for a long time now, and we obviously might have some smart tools to help you be more productive as well.
And also to give you a bit of a view how we work with it, because we work with it every day, of course. But we have a lot of customers, big customers, enterprise customers, but also small companies, B2C, B2B. So it's funny to see how different companies are using the product different. So we're just going to go through some of the features from Trango, which we daily use, and some of the cases that our customers, how they are using it. If you have any ideas or any thoughts on how you are using it, please share them.
Even more important, share them in our community. We have a community that's called talk.trango.com, which is still growing, and I think it's a great place where you can share your best practices with all the other customers we have. So we have some best practices already at hand from some of our customers, but from ourselves as well, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Starting with rules.
I think some of you, or maybe most of you, are already using rules, but I really love rules. As being a product specialist, rules is kind of my thing. I like it. It makes me really happy because it helps you to automate a lot of tasks in Trango, which used to be manually. So, for example, if you have designated account managers, for example, that if a certain account, in this example in the screen says contact name equals Paul, but it can be contact name equals Paul with his last name, attach label, and then have a label like account management, or we actually label our key accounts, for example, so they really pop out in our inbox.
Maybe you can like give it a little show. Should I go back to the dashboard?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have some other rules ready in this one, but yeah, this helps you to directly, for example, assign to a certain person. Some other cool things is the auto reply email. We use this one as well. In this case, it's not active, but we like to send an auto reply outside of our business hours. Only once, so not to every message within a streak that's coming in. But we'd love to exclude our deliverers. So we have some partners we work with, and we don't really want to send them the auto replies. So we use the rule to create this auto reply. And here you can see, for example, the conditions are it's outside of our business hours. It's only to the first incoming message of a ticket. But the contact email does not contain our deliverers. And if all this applies, we send an automated email. So that's how we used to exclude partners from our auto reply, for example.
Yeah, it also helps you to, like to automate, right? Like to save yourself from like a lot of time, a lot of work to automate different steps. And what I like also a lot about it is this is also something that helps your inbox stay clean. Like if, for example, you can also set a rule to automatically close tickets, right?
Yeah.
For example, if you get a lot of emails from a certain partner which are not necessarily need to read, you can choose to auto close them. That's one of my favorites.
I think
to be
what we
honest.
do that with the other replies. So we just send you an email to remind you about this webinar. So a lot of them are sent to your professional email address where you had an auto reply active on, but all these automated replies are closed automatically in our inbox. So we keep our inbox as clean and efficient as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really a great example that I like as
that's
well.
what I like. Like if it comes to like keeping it clean, keeping it organized, and also like putting in this kind of activity, like productivity hacks. It's also nice for yourself to like go like how many work am I doing every day? How much of that work can I automate? Like what can I do with rules to remove that task from my daily job, to like use rules to make your day even more productive, and focus on the points that are important.
Yeah. Another one I really like is using your teams. Like really use your teams to the full efficient to make sure that the message goes to the right person straight away.
So we just went through those. Maybe you can give a little recap.
For working hours, I just show you how you can set your auto reply outside your business hours, but exclude some people you would like to exclude. We used to have an SLA, for example. You can say like if a message isn't answered within a certain amount of time, send an extra notification, attach a label, do whatever you like. And the last cool thing I can even show you is if you do a little adaptation to your website widget code, you can even have it enable with rules to auto assign a certain language. So, for example, in English, you can with the small adjustment to your website widget code, you can make sure that a person's browser language gets into one of his contact fields and will be remembered. And if, in this case, if it's English and he's sending a message outside business hours, I would like to attach the label English, but I can even assign it to Team English if you choose to work with those kind of teams.
Yeah, very nice. Like and what you said, like attach a label or go with like attach teams, which brings us like to labels. Labels is something I like as well. It just helps you to enrich your data, enrich the tickets you're talking about, like to give it just some more more detailed information. I also have a top 3 of things where you could use labels for. Like we're using labels for certain things, but like from our customers, we also learn a lot of creative, innovative ways they use labels. But I just pointed out 3, which I would love to share with you. One is you can choose labels to create a kind of call of action to give it an extra nudge for your customers or for your employees. Sorry, to give it an extra. Let's say like this is an urgent ticket, or if there's a ticket that has been there for like 5 hours, like okay, attach a label, okay, pick this ticket up as soon as give it more priority because it's been there for a few hours, which you can set up with rules, obviously. The other thing which I love is like a lot of customers are using labels to monitor like certain things. One of the examples is I had a customer once, and he asked me like, okay, I have a Flowbot on my website widget, but I just would like to measure how much time that's saving me. So together we found out a solution where if a flow is totally completed, so a customer from A to Z is like helped just with the Flowbot, we put in a rule that says, okay, end of Flowbot, attach label with Flowbot successfully completed, which in the end gives you the possibility in the statistics to measure all these kinds of labels. For example, like in a week, we found, okay, there has been like 50 completed Flowbots, which means there are 50 conversations happened with customers successfully without any effort from a employee. So that's something I really like to use. To use labels to monitor some things, and also like to create an overview. Let me go into the dashboard again. So one thing I love about labels is, let me go back to the inbox. So what I said, labels, it's easy to create these little nudges, like for example, giving a label some more urgency. So what you also might notice is that we moved the labels to the top. So here you can easily like say, okay, this ticket must be picked up soon. Let's put it urgent. But if you think, oh, like, are there more urgent tickets? You can literally click on the ticket and then see all the tickets that have the label urgent on it. And also here on the left side, you can create like this kind of folders, customize the labels you use the most. If you don't use it too much, like just flip it in. If you are using it for certain locations, you can give it a location. This location is Utrecht, where we're based. There are a lot of ways you can use labels. If you have a creative way you use labels yourself, please let us know, because we keep learning from it. Like sometimes I'm surprised of what customers do.
Yeah, actually, the thing you just show is great because it actually answers kind of a question I just noticed in the chat. Using these 3 buttons, you can choose actually which channels you would like to see. It doesn't mean that if I choose not to see this SMS channel, for example, or not to see this Facebook channel, for example, the messages still will come in. It just means that I'm not actively answering to these channels, maybe, so it doesn't flood over my left sidebar. So it just cleans up your left sidebar.
And maybe what's good to know as well, that's user-based. So if you're an employee just working with the socials, for example, like WhatsApp or Instagram or Facebook, you can choose for yourself, okay, I only want to display Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. What I also love about the new design is that we created like icons. So like you can see really quick what kind of channel it is. So one thing I would like to advise, because I see a lot from our customers are putting the title of the channel, they put WhatsApp and then the name. I would just suggest to, for example, our WhatsApp channel Trango, we don't call it WhatsApp Trango, we just call it Trango, because you can already see what kind of type of channel it is.
Yeah.
Also a way to like, to navigate, like to see in one view what channel you're dealing with, instead of having like a really long name. That's a good point. Like to create your own view, making it personalized and not getting like too much noise.
Yeah.
And also we created what we mentioned before. You can click now from the dashboard directly into creating a new ticket, which also label. Saves you or create a new label in this case.
Yeah. So if you choose to create a new label, because I saw someone asking, you can choose from these colors. So yeah, you for yourself can decide like labels that fall within a certain category. have a certain color.
Yeah, and you can also decide like what channel you want to attach it to, etc. Also, nice thing is to archive labels. Like we mentioned before, you can use also labels to monitor stuff or to set rules. But you can also create labels for that you might don't really need inside of your ticket. When you archive them, they are there, but they're not getting shown.
Yeah.
In the,
A great use for that, for example, is if you have like a certain promotional action and would you like to label all people that participate in that action. Yeah, you can create a label for that, and as soon as that action ends, you can choose to archive that label. That means that the label is still placed on the people that did contribute to that action. But as soon as new tickets come in, the label won't be visible when you choose to select the label. So it keeps your work clean.
yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, let's. Are there any questions about where we did answer some of those
I did
questions?
answer. I have a question about the. But I see my colleague is also pretty good at backupping us with our questions. I see a question about the widgets. If you add a help center with a password, the box still doesn't show the articles in the new version. That's a good question.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, what was the question?
He has actually added a help center to his widget. I think that's a great tool, but he has a secured help center, so with a password, but that's actually not yet showing up into the help center. I think that's something we have to look into that with our developers, so I cannot really fix into that on the spot, but I will definitely ask our developers to give a look at that.
Okay, next up.
Last question.
One
about
question,
this.
sorry.
Should the channels you hide in the dashboard sync with your mobile app? Not at this moment, because the channels you choose to show or not show is attached to your browser. So it's linked to your Google browser. So that's why it will be different when you choose to use your app.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, let's continue.
Okay, let's continue to Teams. One of the things I found interesting, because I see a lot of different customers using it so differently. Well, I can give you a little example how we use it, for example. But first, I want to just go over like the different ways our customers are using it. Like we are a B2B company. We have a lovely office in Utrecht, and we mainly use it for our departments. So we have a team for. I can give you a quick. Look, we have, for example, a team with support, a team for sales, a team finance, etc. And within those teams, you can select what kind of channels you want to manage from there. So, for example, which users as well. So, for example, one of the things we do for sales, they are managing the live chat, but also the sales phone line. So the voice channel for our sales number and the live chat and the sales email address are only shown in that team. In this way, the support team doesn't have all these sales messages coming in through their inbox. So you can, select, create your own teams within the departments you have in the company. But another thing, what I really liked, what I saw, like we have a lot of big customers, like big enterprise multinational customers, and they are having, for example, multiple offices around the world, like an office in London, maybe one in Singapore, New York, you name it. And they use it actually to, they use teams for every location. So they have a team for London, a team for New York. And within those teams, they are managing all the different channels. So it's also like, for if you want to have an overview of all your offices as an admin, you can just assign yourself to every team to manage it all, where every location itself is like only managing the tickets there are meant for them. This is really nice to have like different teams. If you have a Spanish team, for example, versus a English team, to keep that divided for the teams, but as an admin or administrator to get the overview and to have even this kind of
that's actually what I do. Being a product specialist, I'm actually attached to multiple teams in our inbox, and I can easily, what Anna just showed, to see what's happening in our customer success team. I can just click on their team, or maybe I need to have a little hand and help sales, I can click on the sales team to see what's happening there, so I can help them where needed. So that's a really nice way to use team, being an admin or having access to multiple teams.
And maybe the also thing, which is good to know, if you are this kind of like an admin person that is attached to a lot of teams, in New you're gonna find all the tickets from all the channels you are connected to. But if you want to think, okay, today I want to focus just on support, here are all the tickets from the support team. In sales, here are all the tickets from the sales teams. And if you want to go even deeper just by channel, of course you go to the channels. But in New you will get in all the messages from the different teams. And the other thing I wanted to mention, which is quite similar to the one I just mentioned, like we have a lot of also e-commerce businesses that are using Trango, and they have, for example, different web shops. Like they have one web shop to sell bikes, for example, and the other web shop to sell plants. And even for this kind of different businesses within a business, they use Trango to divide those teams, which are basically different businesses, like with completely different channels and names and websites, and they're creating this way to manage all their different businesses in one. And this is something I find really interesting.
Team plants and team bicycles.
Yeah, for example, and they all have their own website widget on the website. They all have their own email address. So what I like about that is I see a lot of customers having more than just one company and still manage to organize everything in one inbox.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
which I find really impressive.
Me too.
So views.
Yeah, that's the last
Also
thing, and I think it's get a little bit undersnown, as you say in Dutch. But because I really believe it is a great feature, but it's not used that often. But views actually help you to combine certain labels. So can you? It actually helps you to combine certain labels. So what Onno just shown, for example, like here I can see all the conversations from our support team. And here I can see all the urgent conversations. But what happens if I only want to see the urgent conversations from our support team? You can do that by creating a view. So we have the view urgent here, for example. But I'm going to quickly show you how to do this. You can just give it a name. So I can name it urgent support. Ooh, caps lock is on. It makes it looks really serious. I can say, oh, now I made a mistake. But I can say the label is urgent. And maybe I want to check, like, because I know Onno is our main support guy here. So I can say, hey, I want to see all the urgent conversations from Onno in this example. And if I go back to the inbox right now, you can see the view is... getting nervous. Yeah. I can open the views and I can click on the three dots and I can say, hey, urgent support. And I can see all the urgent conversations that Onno has. Well, in this case, he has none, so which is great. But that's a great way to use views to combine certain effects. Yeah. So combine channels with labels, with users, and have them in one.
Yeah, because this is also one of the questions I'm getting a lot from customers that are saying, okay, I'm mostly working from the new inbox where are all the channels coming in, but they say like sometimes I just want to work with the live chat, but only the ones that are not completed by Flowbot, for example, or I want to certain conditions. I think Views is like a good opportunity for that to create your own kind of personal kind of way of inbox, the way like the things you want to focus on. If you say, okay, this morning I'm only going to focus on this last order or this last promotion that was sent out, they all have a label, they are all in this channel, so I'm going to put a condition channel and this label, and you can focus like really only on those tickets rather than going new and also seeing the other teams or tickets you're assigned to. So I think this is really a nice feature that people can like create their own kind of creative ways to make the day
definitely
easier.
Agree. Yeah.
So are there like any more questions?
I think they're doing really well in answering the questions via the chat.
Yeah, we have some backup answering the questions. Just to give you like a little recap, guys. like of course, like the new inbox launched 2 days ago, so we had 2 days like to play around a bit, get used to it. We had the opportunity to do it. We're already working with it for 2 weeks, like to test it out, to make it ready for you guys to start working with it. Yeah, like get used to it. Like we believe it's like a way more efficient way to work,
Yeah.
more peaceful and clean.
And definitely reach out to us if there's still things that are unclear. You now have the opportunity to use this live chat to answer or ask your questions. But I think Onno and his colleagues from customer happiness and our colleagues from customer success are already in our Trango inbox to answer your WhatsApp messages, your emails,
Yeah.
with all the questions you still have about the new inbox, but also just in general. We're really happy to help you, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you. This was our webinar for the new inbox. Thank you for joining us. We've been slightly just within an hour, and we hope to see you next time. In the
I
next webinar.
definitely hope to see you next time, and I hope you had just as much fun as we did.
Thanks. See you next time.
Thanks. See you next time. Have a great day.